Hello guys, welcome to another lesson in the Simplified Technical Analysis course. And in this lesson we are going to be discussing market structure. Okay, so the market is basically structured in two ways, the uptrend and the downtrend. Okay, although there is the third one, which is the ranging market, but that one doesn't really count because even in a ranging market there is still a trend. There's still a structure in a ranging market. So basically there are two structures in a market, the uptrend and the downtrend. Okay, let me draw an illustration. So this is an uptrend in the market. This is what an uptrend looks like. An uptrend structure looks like this. Okay, while a downtrend structure, in a downtrend structure you get something like this. So in this structure you see that there's something called higher highs and lower highs. That there are highs and lows. Okay, here is a high, here is a high, here is a high, here is a high. Okay, and this is a low, this is a low, this is a low, this is a low. So when a high is higher than the previous high, we call it a higher high, and when another high is higher than the previous high, we call it another high. So whenever the market makes a high that is higher than a higher high, the previous high, which is the higher high, we call it a break-off structure. Okay, so let me show you here. So here is a break-off structure. Because this structure up and down has been broken to get another high. Okay, so remember the structure is made up of two, uptrend and downtrend. So this is an uptrend, this is a downtrend. Okay, and it has been broken, so this is a break-off structure. Okay, so in a ranging market we don't really get a break-off structure, we get something like range. Okay, something like this. So you can see that the higher high, the one high is the same high with the same height with the other one, and the next one is the same height with the previous one. Same with the low, one low is the same height with the other one, and the other one is the same height with the previous one, just like that. So it's called a range. Okay, so the first one we talked about is an uptrend structure, right? So the next one here is a downtrend structure. So like we have here, we have a high, and a high. Okay, but as you can see, this high is lower than this high, and this high is lower than this high, so we call it a lower high. So when the market is printing something like this, we say the market is printing lower highs. So if you look down and say that this low, okay, this is a low, right, and this is a low, this is a low, this is a low. So if this low is lower than this low and this one is lower than this low, we call it what? A lower low. Okay, so same with this one. Here is a low, here is a low, here is a low, here is a low. So if this low is lower than this, if this low is higher than this, we call it a higher low, and if this low is higher than this one, we call it a higher low. So here the market, in this uptrend, the market is making higher highs and higher lows, while in a downtrend the market is making lower highs and lower lows. So that's how you know the directions of the market. When you look at the chart, you check what is happening. Is the market making higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and higher highs? Okay, which one? So in a ranging market, like I said before, it's just a range, nothing changes. So I'm going to delete this. All right, so here too, if we can see a break-off structure here too, something like this is a break-off structure, because this is the structure, the basic structure, higher and low. So when this low has been broken to the downside, it becomes a break of structure. It has broken the normal structure of higher and low, so it has broken it to create another low that is lower than the previous low. So this is a break of structure. So when it's considered like this, it's called break of structure. So in some cases too, we can get a somehow where the market will now move up. Instead of doing this lower low, it creates a high. So instead of this doing lower high, okay, this is a low, a high that's low, this one is lower than this one. So we are expecting the next one to be lower than this one, but the market can decide to turn around and print a print one that is higher than the other one. Okay, so this is it. So we call this change of character. Okay, because the normal character is the market going up and down, up and down, but here it has gone down and then goes up. So it has changed that character of lower lows and lower highs. I hope you are getting it with this illustration. Okay, so let me use this tool and mark out the brush. Should I use a brush? Okay, let me use the highlighter. So this is a low opacity. Here is a low. Sorry, here is a high. Here is a high. Here is a high. And here is a high. Okay, so what do we get here? We get a high that is lower than the previous one, another high that is lower than the previous one, then we now get another high that is higher than the previous one. So this one that is higher than the previous one is a change of character. So you mark it out some like this, where the previous high is. Okay, so in an uptrend we also have a change of character in an uptrend. Okay, so let's say instead of the market to create a high that will be higher than this one, it creates one that is lower, right? So it's also a change of character, right? So let me draw it separately so you can see. So high, 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 high. So instead of making, okay, this is another high. So instead of making another high that will be higher than this one, it makes another, it makes a low and make a high that's not higher than this one, and then makes another low here. So this is a change of character, right? I hope you understand why it's a change of character, right? Because here is a high, and this recent high is higher than the previous one, and this one is higher than the previous one, and this one is higher than the previous one. Okay, this is the character. The character is higher highs, right? So it has now changed that character, making a high that is lower than the previous one. So here it becomes our change of character. Okay, so and the low is going to print next will be lower. Sorry, if the low is going to print next is lower than the previous low, okay, it's also a change of character, as we see. As we, how do I delete this? Yeah, so as we see here, right? So let me draw it down like this. So we are going now in a downtrend. It has changed the character from an uptrend to a downtrend. It's now making lows that are lower. Okay, so this is a change of character. Here is a change of character, and here too. Change of character, right? So that is basically how this market structure works. Okay, So for the recap, before we go into the the last chart to show you how it plays, the market is made up of two major structures. One is the uptrend, and the other one is the downtrend. Okay, so in an uptrend we get higher highs and higher lows, while in a downtrend we get higher lows and we get lower lows and lower highs. Uptrend we get higher highs and higher lows. Downtrend we get lower highs and lower lows. So here is a higher high and these are the lows. So you can see that each low is higher than the previous one, so that's why it's called higher low. Meanwhile here, each low is lower than the previous one, that's what is called lower low, and each high is lower than the previous one, that's what is called higher lows. So higher lows and lower lows, and lower and higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so whenever a structure is made like this, and the structure is broken up, we call it a break-off structure. So we are going to learn how this break-off structure plays out when we are learning supply and demand. Okay, so here we call it a break-off structure. So here too is another break-off structure. Here too is another break-off structure. Here too is another break-off structure. Okay, so we are also expecting to get another break of structure here, but the market didn't even reach up here and it went down, so we call it change of character. So here is a change of character. So as you know, in an uptrend is higher highs, right, and higher lows, but we can say that a low here is lower than the previous low, so it's another change of character. Okay, so something here, this low has been broken and gotten down here, so is a break of structure. So here too we get a low, this is the low, it gets broken here, so here is a break of structure, and here too a break of structure. So after this break of structure too, we are expecting to see another low that will be lower than this one, but we get a low that is higher than this one, so we will now call it a change of character. Okay, so let's go into the chart. So as you see here, I'm going to use these two. Okay, so this is a high, this is a high, this is a high, this is a high, this is a high. Okay, let me mark the lows. So this is a low, this is a low, this is a low, a low, low, and a low. Okay, so as you can see here, this high that we start from, the recent one is higher than it, right, and this one is higher than this one, this one is higher than this one, this one is higher than this one. So where will our break of structure be? So this is our break of structure. Here too is our break of structure. So whenever this our recent high gets broken, so we call it a break of structure. Okay, so had it been this low comes down and is lower than this one, we call it a change of character. So let me show you example of a change of character. Okay, so as you can see, this is a low, sorry, a high, but you see this high is higher than it. The previous high is higher than it. Okay, so it is a change of character. Okay, so after the change of character, you can now say that the market was not able to print a higher highs again, so it's now going in a range. Okay, remember we talked about ranging market, so it's now going in a range. It's neither going up or it's going down. So after that, we kind of have a breakout in a high. So and we are expecting to get another high, but what do we get? A low, sorry, a high that is lower than the previous high, and then we get another low here that is lower than all these lows. Okay, so this is a pure change of character. So take your time to go through this again. Take your time to go through this again. So these are change of characters. Okay, so from here we are expecting to get a low, sorry, a high that will not be higher than this one, so that we can confirm a downtrend in the market now. Okay, so the market is actually somewhere here. So if it's making a high that is lower than this one, so know that we are now going down in a downtrend after we get this change of character. Okay, so you know what a break of structure is and change of character is. So let me look for a downtrend and show you example of a change of character. So this is a downtrend here. This is a downtrend. Let's zoom out. So in this downtrend, you can see a low, okay, and then another low here. All right, and then a high here. Okay, these are the highs. So here we are getting a higher lows. Our lows are going higher, sorry, going lower highs. We are getting lower highs because this is a high, this is a high, this is a high, and they are going down. Like this one is higher than this one, and this one is higher than this one. So, and this is another high. No mark. This is a high. So this one is higher than this one, but this one now is now higher than this one. So this is a breakoff, sorry, a change of character. Okay, this is a change of character, right? So here is a low, here is a low, here is a low, and here is a low. So this is a downtrend, and instead of getting another low that will be lower, we got a low that is higher than this one. So it's also a change of character. Okay, so how do you mark out a break of structure like this? You know, the market is not going to be very fine for you. It's not going to be very fine like the one I drew. So this is a break of structure. So here is your break of structures, because this low has been broken by this candle. So this is a break of structure. Okay, so this is another break of structure. This is a low and it's lower than, it has been broken by this candle. So a break of structure here too. So by now you should be able to know, turn your eyes on how to identify break of structures. Okay, this should start from here, the break of structure. So this is just it. Okay, if you look at a downtrend, this is what you are going to get. So anytime you are not able to see a low that will be lower than the other one, example, here is a low, so we are expecting to get a low that will be lower than it, but what did we get? The low is now higher than the previous low, so it becomes what? A change of character. So it becomes a change of character. So what is the character? The character is what? Lower lows and lower highs. So it have stopped doing that lower lows and now give us higher low. So it's a change of character. Okay, so that is just as simple as it is. All right, it's not that difficult to understand, so train your eyes to watch out for them. First of all, what you need to look at is where the market is heading to in your time frame. So this is a 1 hour time frame. Let's start from where the market is at the moment. So this is where the market is at this moment. So you know if the market is going up or is going down. So at this point the market is going down, right? As you can see, it's going down after doing a range here. So in this downtrend, what will you be expecting? You'll be expecting lows, lower lows, right? In a downtrend you are expecting lower lows and lower highs. So this is a low and this is a low. So this one is lower than this one. This one too, although the market has not ended, the candle has not ended, so this one is currently lower than this one. So if it ends and another one opens and lower than this one too, that is perfect. And here becomes the break of structures stays here. No, it stays in a downtrend. The break of structure stays down. So this is a break of structure. So if we go like this, if we go like this now, right, here becomes another break of structure, and here becomes another break of structure. Okay, but if we didn't get this, or rather we got something like this, so here becomes what? Change of character. Okay, so it's as simple as that. If you come into the market, use a higher time frame to see where the market is going to, right? When you see where the market is going to, mark out the break of structures, right? It's not necessary you mark them out. Okay, you can just with your eyes you can see what is going on. Okay, I'm marking it out for you so that you know, you understand it. Okay, so that is it. So the next lesson should be on either supply and demand or support and resistance. So there you can see where this teaching actually leads up to. Okay, because everything in the market tells a story. It gives us an idea, it gives us an insight of what is happening. Okay, so this market structure has a role to play in supply and demand or support and resistance. Okay, so we are going to look into that in the next or in the coming lessons. All right, so if you have any question, as usual, you are free to send a message in my DM.